Yeah, hello everybody, and welcome to another stream brought to you by me, Tabletop Junkie, your man, and I'd like to welcome a few people. Uh, I'd like to, congrats on 250. I haven't made it to 250 yet, I don't think. And if I'm at 250, that's news to me. Nope, still says 238 on my end, so I was about to say, this is a race to 250, though. Uh, Shut up, Chris. Punk ass bitch who can't even be here. Like, get your ass in the show. I don't know what the hell you're doing in the audience. It's like we're at it's a funny thing. We're at an improv group, and he's part of the group, and he's the one shouting from the stands. But anyway, all right, everybody. We're gonna try and do I'm trying to do just a random stream today. A little bit of chills, fun. We've been having no doubt you've probably seen the controversy in the tabletop community that is actually, well, it's actually been sweeping a lot of Twitter and a lot of other places. But before we oh shush, I'm knocking some things out before I be there. Okay, be right there. Okay, well, supposedly he'll be right here, but who knows with him? It's like a woman. Takes forever. He's the wife he's the wife I don't want and hopefully never have back again. Anyway, so hey, running joke with that is I actually had a wife who was that slow. But yet, if you were behind, hell forbid you were behind. It was like, you think you're getting sex that night? That didn't happen. You think you're getting kisses? No. Yeah, if you run late because of shit like that, it is your fault. Good thing now she's my ex-wife. No, Mrs. Tabletop, you're not my ex-wife. You're my current. And you're not even my current wife. We gotta like come to terms with this. She's the only one that's not slow. Everyone else is slower than her except for me. I just choose to take my time. Ugh. All right, well, real quick, before we get too much into the big controversy and we get to have some fun tonight, I'd like to take a minute and think, see if I can get it. Tucker O'Donnell joined the channel about 3 days ago. Tucker, I am sorry that I was not able to get to you, man. I'm getting to you now. Welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy what you see here. I do a lot of tabletop games. I do some video games. I'm a bit of a mixed guy. I'm a variety guy. I have to have variety. So shout out to you for joining my channel. I appreciate you, Tucker O'Donnell. Appreciate the audience, Mrs. Tabletop, Sparta Chris, BD Jake, and as well as Blob. Blobicum is here. It's funny. He's seen me play Phasmophobia. It's funny. I had issue playing Phasmophobia while streaming. I thought my computer was crashing. Once again, turns out it was not the computer at all. It was apparently there was a disclaimer I didn't fucking read. When I got Phasmophobia, there was actually, I did some research, and it turns out Phasmophobia does not respond well to OBS. At all. If your OBS is running on max settings or something like that, you have to adjust it, but it's actually a trial and error thing. I did a lot of research on that, and I was like, okay, that makes fucking sense, I guess. And I'm like, well, then that game is kind of... They did say the game was fun to play as long as you're not streaming it. When you're streaming it, it becomes a bit of a problem. That explains why my stats, I have, on here, I have a widget on my computer that shows me when I'm streaming, shows me how much my percentage is of my CPU, my RAM, tells me my heat index. That's why none of that shifted, and it was weird that I was lagging the way it was. I thought maybe it was that, but turns out it just is not responding to OBS very well. And it doesn't. It doesn't. Some recommend StreamYards, a few other things. So I don't know if I'll ever get back to streaming that, or we might just have some fun. But that'll be one thing. All right, so we did our shout out. So to let you guys know, yes, there apparently seems to be some things sweeping the net regarding people are, things are changing in the tabletop community. Of course, they always have been. These have been some strange times we've been living in, folks. I'll tell you that right now. Everything has got a hand in everything. Well, they don't have a hand on me, or in me or on me. I'm not a puppet. I was just moving my lips there, which you guys can't see because I don't have a fucking camera. And like the strangest thing is, I do have a camera, but it's used for other things. And no, not what you think. Anyway, excellent timing. Just finished watching Hidden Figures. Oh, nice. Well, Kellen, you're going to be kind of happy because I actually finally just figured out what the hell I'm going to do for a Traveler Adventure starting next year. In 2025, a lot of our games are going to be starting next year in 2025. 2024 is pretty much wasted and gone at this point. Some good things did come to me this year. I'm not going to mention what they are in stream, but I've been it's going to allow me to do more streaming fun. Probably less tabletop, but more streaming fun up until the end of the year. And then next year, we are going to hit the ground hard with tabletop gaming. So we're going to be doing this. I've got things planned. I'd rather have things planned than not planned. I'd rather have things work out where we're all having fun and stuff. So next year, I've actually I've adopted some new policies and whatnot and some new things. So hopefully next year will be a lot better with streaming for me. This year was just so busy with work and whatnot. Good money, just so busy. But next year, we're talking about, slowing it down on some of us. Because some of us are fucking ass burned out. So, and that's the thing. Even if you planned on something, it doesn't always go as planned. This year did not go as planned at all. We had some setbacks, and at the end of the year, we're having some more setbacks before the end of the year. So here's the thing. I'm going to be definitely really hardcore next year, starting January 1st. I'm going to be pretty firm on some things, and we're just going to go with it and go with the flow and see where it takes my channel, because I'm done with the changes. I'm done with everything. I've got a family as well. I have to, deal more with the family, stuff like that. Not overly a lot of asked, so. But without further ado, let's begin with some things we're going to start off with next year. Colin, since you're here, I'm going to tell you we're going to start off with, I don't know if we're going to start off with Traveler. Tell me about it, just game-wise. How many characters ended up dead in Limbo? This year, I don't think any of you. I mean, we've had a few character deaths, but the players are still here. All right, so next year we're gonna have some Traveler. We're gonna definitely have some more World of Darkness. We're gonna actually wrap up this year with World of Darkness, and may start next year with Age of the Dead Act 2, the second week of the zombie apocalypse. I am just on a horror kick, especially with the new Beetlejuice movie coming out, which, I hate to say it, as much as I hate to say this, I'm not going to hate it as much as I would say other movies were good, because they weren't. That is not my most hated movie. I actually look forward to Beetlejuice. A lot of people are not. I get it, but that was an IP that made money back in the 80s and the 90s, and it's, will it make money this time? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, hey, look at that. Look at that. We'll be right back, everybody, after these messages. You think I left you in charge. Give me just a hot second, because you're going through the wrong headset, buddy. Yeah, as soon as you entered, that screwed up a few things. Alright, now I got you.
Nice, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's called, well, honestly, I could tell you why. It's called fucking Discord.
Which Discord's just so wonderful at keeping track of everything.
I don't know. I'm still thinking Gilded is still going to be a possibility in the future. Nothing against Discord, but these are some of the same issues we've had for years,
But
and they're not really changed.
the one issue with Gilded is that they're now requiring that you have to have a Roblox account, which not everyone has one, and not everyone wants one.
Yeah, I kind of like I have one now because my son had one when he was younger, and he still has access to it. But it wasn't really that big of a deal because they also have less restrictions than Discord, but we won't talk about that here. So, they just needed a Roblox account because what was it? Did they pair up with Roblox?
I believe so.
Okay. No, if you want a Gilded account and have access to Gilded, make a Roblox account. I don't know why they do that. I don't know why anyone does that. That was no different than that was the same bullshit that fucking Sony pulled with Arrowhead and Helldivers 2, which is why we don't play that game anymore. Congratulations, everybody. You lost players because you're fucking idiots. I'm just going to call it like it is because this year was total shit. Wasn't all bad, like I said earlier. But now it's like, yeah. And how'd you guys like my duo intro? Yeah. I basically welcomed Chris in the stream with an intro I made for him, but then I wrapped it up with the final ending of still my stream, and I invade everything.
Yep, I know.
I invade your souls. No, don't. Anyway, well, Chris, you made it just in time. We were actually just talking about next year's ideas, some of the games that we're going to be possibly starting off with. Near the end of the year, I actually am going to run a chill session where I'm going to get as many people as I can in a stream, and I'm going to have a spinning wheel. There is 12 items on this wheel. Each item is a game, and if anyone wants to spin, they'll have to donate $5. They get $5, and we spin it, and they will actually get that for a month. That is the game we'll play for 1 month straight. This way, we get to touch 11 different games, and, well, number 12 is not really a game. That is where we play 4 different games in 1 month. All relatable to a campaign. I don't know, I'm trying something new here. I want to be more fun. People say I'm not fun enough. Is that fun enough for you guys now? Is it fun enough?
No, it sounds you're being a bit antagonistic, man. Jeez.
Oh, good God. Whatever. So thin-skinned. People like to call my generation the soft millennials. You go fuck yourself. I'll show you soft millennials.
The sad thing is that our generation grew up with South Park and and other things like that. I mean,
yeah.
And now we're having issues where everyone is offended of something.
Yeah. Well, should be offended of, I don't know, big aliens. How about that? Today I just got Alien Isolation. Where did we go wrong? I'll tell you where we went wrong. I actually, it's funny. Me and Mrs. Tabletop was pondering these thoughts. Different games or so game played over different games. No, different games. All different games, different campaigns. Just that way we get to touch a little bit, a little bit each one. That way each game gets a certain attention, and money's not wasted. Oh, there we go. Because no matter what, I'm going to keep buying these games because of that. They're what I want, and I believe Cyberpunk is even among them as well. So we're going to be going back to Cyberpunk eventually. We just got to get to a more controlled year. Everything has been so chaotic. All right, so Chris asked the main question: where did we went wrong? We went wrong when we thought we didn't have to do anything. That was our fucking mistake. We thought our parents didn't do much with us, so we don't have to do much, and that is where basically other people stepped in and was willing to do our jobs.
Well, you also have that, and also you have the participation trophies.
A lot of people in my generation ended up not giving a goddamn and ended up basically getting on drugs. So either we did nothing or we did drugs.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we went wrong. Now, the few people in my generation, such as me and probably a few others, decided to go out and have careers and jobs and shit. And have at least one, well, okay, so in my generation, if you had one kid, you're an ass. Like, you are the worst person on the face of the planet because you only had one kid. Why would you do that to that one kid? That, like, you know, I've actually been told, you're like, you know, I should never, ever expect a relationship. Even before me and Mrs. Tabletop came out, somebody had the nerve to tell me I should not expect a relationship because I only have one kid, where everyone in my generation had an average of 3. 2 at less. But because I chose to have the one kid, and I basically did not knock up another woman because I wanted to put myself in a position where I can afford that one kid, that made me the worst person on the face of the planet. Because I can have kids. Apparently, a lot of people in my generation also, I've heard this argument said, that a lot of men in my generation ended up sterile and could not produce.
So,
I've heard a lot of fucking claims out of guys. And you know what? Here's my statement to you. I actually have a statement that I am actually going to point out. I am, you know, because I found this the other day and it's going to bring back so many fucking memories. So give me just 1 second. I want everybody to just take a minute. And, you know, it's not even really as funny, but basically it's, you know, go fuck yourselves. Okay? Like, that's the other thing that is wrong with our generation. We're so goddamn judgmental. We basically started hurting people's feelings, and now the new generation hates us. So, there we go. Was it entirely our fault? No. No, it was not.
We were sort of raised that way in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, we were raised to be hard. Some of us chose to be soft. Some of us chose to be lazy. And some of us chose to be dicks. Not
Selfish.
one of us chose to be, yeah, right. You know, like we have a lot of greed and a lot of whatnot out there in our generation. The sad part, and I hate to speak like to us about that because we are a part of that too, and we did. That's what we did. A lot of people labeled me as a narcissist because I never wanted more than one kid. Everyone labeled me as an asshole because I never wanted to have more than one kid. I have been labeled and shunned from my own generation. So when people call me a millennial, I'm like, I don't think I'm that. I don't like labels. Because eventually, and here's what I like to point out. I think I just had this argument with someone on my Discord. I definitely had an argument with someone recently about this. I can't remember who. Where we focus way too much on labels. Way too much now. And you know what? I think we started that. I think we did start that. Because our generation did label us. We labeled each other. We judged each other. And that is where, here, I guess this is the results of what we reap, what we sow. I could be wrong about all that. Which, okay, great. If I am, awesome. That means I'm wrong. But if I'm right about any of this, that means we suck. So, there you go.
Well, I mean, judging each other has been kind of a age-old tradition going back to the civilization. A person would do anything to improve their image so people would judge them less harsh and stuff like that. And the problem is that we've destroyed what it means to be respectful. We've destroyed what it means to have character.
Exactly.
We substitute character for traits.
Yep.
So we have this current generation, a mixture of the millennial generation, a mixture of the younger generations who are wrapped up in traits versus having good character.
And we and you and I both had and you and I both have a friend that, you know, I get where the younger generation is also coming from. They see how hard we've broken ourselves and they just don't want to do it. And they want, you know, Do they want something for nothing? Yeah, but at the same time, they want stuff for something reasonable. I think there might be an in-between in that generation, which we don't talk about. Nobody talks about. They just talk about how they suck. And it's like, well, maybe that's where the hurt feelings keep coming in at, because we don't say nothing nice anymore. No one says anything nice to anybody. You know what? I'm going to say something nice. Colin, you are awesome, sir. You are awesome. And anyone else who's in the stream, Jake, you are awesome too. I'm going to say, Mrs. Tabletop, you're lovely. See, how hard is that to give nice compliments and actually mean them? Blob, cannot forget about you, Blob. You were the first one here. Appreciate you being here if you're still here, sir. But, I mean, this is where we've gone, This is where we've gone with this, and it's sad. But see, that's why I'm also doing this stream, because we're going to have some fun. Because there was a time, the 80s and the 90s, oh my God, what did we have in the 80s and the 90s? Even the late 70s, we had the start of Evil Dead, the franchise. Who knew that was going to blow up into what it was today, what it is today? We have Alien, we have Predator, we have
the
Friday the 13th.
The second chapter of of Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back.
Yep. We had some great Star Trek: The Next Generation stuff, because the start of the series was 88 for 86 actually. 86, I think. So we have some good stuff from Star Trek, but mainly from the horror genre. Let's focus on what else did we have? We also had we eventually ended up having Alien versus Predator. But let's face it, we only got AVP because we got JVF, Jason versus Freddy. When we saw that, everyone's like, oh, let's just do this. Let's merge the franchise, because they were kind of in universe.
Alien versus Predator, as well as Jason versus Voorhees, were both things that were being sort of
Jason versus Freddy, you mean?
Freddy, yeah, Jason versus Freddy. Sorry,
Jason versus Voorhees. Yeah, what is that? Him versus his brother?
Yes, and mom always wins.
Of course, because son's got to eat.
Yeah, but Jason versus Freddy and Alien versus Predators, those were things that were planned for a long time. I mean, the idea of Alien versus Predator started when you had Predator 2 and you had the Easter egg of the xenomorph skull in
which came Predator... out in the 90s, motherfuckers.
Yeah, it came out exactly on 90. But
yeah, I know.
You had that, and also the idea of Freddy versus Jason. That was something that was being planned during the 80s. That was something that they first proposed during the 80s, because Paramount and New Line Cinema were in talks, and it just took decades for them to finally get around to it. And yeah,
I'm a big fan. Oh, and we also had RoboCop and Terminator. RoboCop wasn't that scary, but we still had Terminator.
There's also a lot of what are referred to now as cult classics. They weren't very popular back then, but they gained their own following over the years, such as Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
And apparently there is a short film called Predator: Dark Ages, which actually became listed part of the Predator search. Huh.
And one of my favorite slashers outside of the big ones is The Burning. That one's a fun one, in my opinion. It was also the person that did the special effects was Tom Savini on that one as well.
I didn't mind AVP or AVP Requiem. I didn't mind Predators. However, where do I go with this?
The last couple Predator movies?
Predator sucked balls.
Wasn't it called
The
Predator?
Predator, yes. 2018, I did not... I'm a die-hard Predator fan. I will like a movie even if I hate the movie. Here's the thing. I don't like the movie. And I hate the movie. It could have been done so much better.
What do you think of the Prey?
Oh God. Well, let's say if Pocahontas was to meet aliens, that would be it.
I've heard a lot of people kind of. I hear it's an either or kind of thing for a lot of people. They either like it or they don't like it.
Prey was okay. Okay, so I watched Prey with Mrs. Tabletop when we first got together, and I had a lot of problems with the movie. First off, the hype for it was not any good whatsoever. Secondly, I don't. I had another issue with. I mean, the idea was pretty sound, but I don't know. I wanted more of a backstory. Like, who was the predator specifically? Why was he hunting? I mean, I guess they hunt whatever prey they hunt. But I always thought predators chose their prey based on their skills.
Yeah, that's normally the situations
And
they normally.
And in this film, you watch everyone he goes up against like fall so easily, but one person. And they put so much emphasis on her, and it's like, wait a minute. But in Predator 2, each cop, there was only 2 dead cops. And the third one went crazy. And then the fourth one survived. I mean, that was a little bit different. But, like, no one survived this but one fucking person. And then even in Predators, where they were on that alien planet and going up against,
Like a clan.
Like the super predator and whatnot, they still even that group still lasted longer than what happened here. People were just dying left and right, and you just watch this creature mutilate these people.
I don't think the super predator came around until the predator. I think the predators that we got in Predators were basically just different clans that were kind of fighting each other.
No, there was a black one. They were known as the super predators. They fall in that classification. Because they were bigger than because they did have a regular predator in the film, a one that fits like what we're used to, and it was smaller than the rest of them.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so.
Yeah, there was their hunters were 3 larger predators known as Tracker, Berserker, and Falconer.
But I mean, they were still a part of the same predator species compared to what the super predator that we got in.
Oh, the predators. Predator. Oh, I don't even know what the hell that thing was. That wasn't a super predator. That was like a mutation.
Well, they also had a freaking stupid joke of, oh yeah, who wanted to screw an alien?
Yeah. Hang on. I'm gonna. Let's see here. What do they say they called that thing? They actually had a name for it. That thing was an abomination. That thing was like genetically. I think it was even came out. It was genetically an anomaly. It was yes. It's known as the assassin, and it was a predator that was an upgrade version.
Yeah, I mean, it was like supposedly genetically enhanced. Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because I never knew predators would do that to themselves. They would usually like fight with honor, but that seemed to have been cheating a bit. That didn't have the feel of a predator where they, you know, okay, so if you're trying to like make a name for yourself, you go in with minimal weapons because the way their society worked is basically the more kills you have, the more hunts you do, the more prestige you earn, and the more prestige you earn, the different types of weapons you can create for yourself, and the different type of accessories and resources you have accessible to you by your planet. And the thing was, so the predator that was crucified was actually that was a disgraced predator. That's why the other 3 didn't like them originally in Predators. And then that stupid one in the Predator, that was like that was one that self-genetically enhanced itself.
Well, I mean, I've also the thing that I heard about in the Predators, the one that was captured and imprisoned, that was a predator from another clan. This was the issue between them, where they were from different clans, and so they had a kind of a clan rivalry going on. So
I think. I mean, I
that's
don't
at
know if
least
that
what
was
I
ever.
heard.
I don't think
That's
if it
at least
was. I don't think it was
that's at least
officially established.
that's at least what I've heard uh from
There was
things.
definitely in clan fighting. There was definitely in clan fighting during that movie too. Because I think that was brought on by who's the actor? Lawrence Fishburne, who also played in there. So, well, speaking about aliens and predators, everybody, why don't we scoot schmooch over to? I'm gonna crack this bad boy open. I'm gonna crack something open. Oh, I already have it up. Damn. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Alright. So, I'd like to point out, thanks goes out to Melee Games, mainly James and Kay, for basically playing this game because, you know what? It got this game. So, we're going to play Alien Isolation. My son is a big Xenomorph fan. He loves everything alien. I remember when he became I think it was like 11. He said, "Dad, I want a xenomorph toy." Uh-oh.
So real quick. So yes, so the Berserker, Falconer, and Tracker have a blood feud with the smaller Jungle Hunter Predator.
Oh, it's blood feud, people. That's bad. Ooh, look at that. All right, why don't we jump right over here and voila. Oh, gotta get my game.
And I mean, the cool thing with the Predators too is that they just bring enough weapons with them to deal with the prey that they're hunting. Like, for example, the Predators in AVP and AVPR, they were entirely differently. They had different equipment compared to hunting humans, and that's because the Xenomorphs are a little bit more tougher to take down than a human. So that's why you had them wear. That's why they had different weapons. I mean, especially that senior Predator in AVPR, he had dual wielding.
Here we go. Here we go.
Shoulder cannons, and he had that whip that he would use and everything. So I mean,
well, yeah, that was in Predators, which I didn't mind that.
I'm talking about AVP and AVPR.
Oh yeah, I was talking like the main one I can't stand. Like I like the general. The one I could not stand the most is the one from the Predators movie.
Yeah, the assassin.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
But I mean, I think out of all the Predators, I think the veteran one from AVPR is probably the coolest.
All right, so we're looking stable. So this is Alien Isolation. You guys are gonna watch Tabletop Junkie get his shit scared out of him. Meanwhile, if anybody else is in, Chris, if you can you make sure that we're getting this on Twitter, please? Oh, and I bought all the expandable DLCs today. Look at that. Let's play the first Isolation game, and then we'll worry about everything else later. Let's see. A thrilling experience, the greatest chance of survival. For an increased chance of survival. Still a challenge, but one you may survive. The recommended way to experience the game, challenging and terrifying. The ultimate test of survival. Oh wow, nightmare.
The predator that we meet in AVPR is named Wolf.
Guess what, assholes? I'm not. Yes. All right. Guess what, assholes? We're not. Okay. Yes, Tabletop Junkie's not going full on nightmare. So I chose medium. So if you want to make fun of me, piss off. I thought about doing a zero prep game today. Sega. Sega is still around. That is so nice.
Sega.
I miss the fact that they do their own thing, though.
Final report of the commercial starship Nostromo.
Yeah.
Third
Well, I mean,
officer
Sega
reporting.
still owns the.
The other members of the crew.
Sega still own Sonic the
Kane.
Hedgehog?
Yeah. It's my
Lambert, Parker, Brett, Ash, and Captain Dallas are dead. Cargo and ship destroyed. I should reach the frontier in about 6 weeks. With a little luck, the network will pick me up. This is Ripley. Last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
Sigourney Weaver. I thought about using all
Okay.
flush ones.
Oh,
Ripley?
what?
I'm Samuels. I work for the company. It's about your mother. We think we may have found her, Amanda. A commercial vessel, the Anisadora, has recovered what we believe to be the flight
Yep, her
recording
mother's
unit
been
of the
missing for a
Nostromo.
while.
Where?
Zeta Reticula.
What did it tell you?
We don't know. The unit was taken to Sevastopol station. It's proprietorial material, so the company wants it to be collected as soon as possible. Sevastopol's a supply depot in the region. It's a permanent free port
I know what it
facility.
is.
Transit's arranged. There's a courier ship called the Torrens heading out that way in 2 days. We're going to travel out,
We?
me and another exec. And you, if you're willing. Look, Ripley, when this job came across my desk, I read the case history. I know why you're working in the region where she went missing. You're still looking, aren't you? I've been cleared to offer you a place on the Torrens if you want to come
Curious
along.
as to how long ago this has been.
Maybe there'll be some closure for you.
Yeah. Hey Chris, can you get a list of voice actors?
Which one do you want to know?
The two people we just saw.
Well, Amanda Ripley is voiced by Andrea Deck, but her model is Kezia Burrows. Likeness and motion capture, yeah.
Good
As-
choice. Ow.
But I mean, this guy, the British guy that we were just talking with, what was his name?
Oh, I forgot.
Okay, so it's been 15 years since the movie. Since the disappearance of the Nostromo.
See, I love ships like this where they got the old style look, not the advanced like stuff. Like I love Star Trek, but I like
Prometheus.
it in Star Trek. Yeah.
Prometheus and also, yeah, Prometheus. Which, I mean, you could argue with that is that it's a different model of ship and everything. But at the same time is, it kind of depends on your view on the canon and everything, because the way that Prometheus go is it takes place in the same universe, but it happens like as a side story, as well as it explains the beginnings of the xenomorph. But we see in the Alien vs. Predator movies that xenomorphs already existed, so it kind of brings up that whole question. But I think most people kind of just think that the Alien vs. Predator movies are kind of just in their own universe. If that makes any sense.
Well, I mean, it could. I guess it just depends on what you would design as your own canon. I would say they're in the same universe, just 2 different points in time. Yes, with Prometheus, that does bring up some issues there, because apparently, they were known as, but they had to find out where the fuck. But the Predators still had to find out about them. They didn't invent them; they just used them to hunt as a rite of passage.
But I mean, the Predators have been hunting them for thousands of years. Compared to in Prometheus, apparently David's the one that created the xenomorphs that we know of. But that also brings into question, because apparently because in the movie Prometheus there was a xenomorph head, so it brings into the Prometheus and Covenant are just badly planned movies.
Oh yeah.
Because
but there's no sink.
because it seems like Ridley Scott wanted to do a lot of things, and
it's a shower.
Yep, you have the shower, you have the toilet, but it seems like Ridley Scott wanted to do a lot of things, just wanted to do a lot, and he didn't really plan things through a lot very well.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I hear about him, is that he's great with visuals, but outside of that, he's not that great.
Well, we're not here to talk about the downfalls of current creators and whatnot. We still have this great, magnificent, scary ass universe to explore.
Yep, and I wonder how you will deal with being terrified with things in the corner.
Ah, Ripley.
Samuels, did you wake up early?
Well, I don't really need as much sleep as the rest of you.
By the way, he is voiced by Anthony Howell.
Facilities. A well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes, M-class. A later pattern, but close in spec.
I've worked engineering jobs on ships like this.
Of course. Is Taylor up yet? She's not a seasoned traveler. Hypersleep may have been punishing for her.
Haven't seen her. I'll go check on her.
I wonder how much of the universe has been scoured in this series already. I imagine only a small fraction, similar to Traveler. Only a small part of space has been charted, because we don't really have hyperdrives.
Yeah, trying to think. I think it takes months to years to traverse the known worlds.
Well, if you go off of Star Trek's thing about it, the fastest speed that we were ever able to reach would take us 100. It would take us 1 year to go one light year if we can go at the speed of light. But if we just go to a parallel to thrusters or drift, it'll take 4 times that amount. So it would take us 4 or 5 years to cross 1 light year.
Yeah, but I was also going off of like in the movie, in the first Alien movie, they talked about how it was like take months for them to like get around and everything.
Right.
Taylor, good morning.
Ripley, it's certainly not good. I very much doubt it's morning either. Sorry. I feel like death. I don't know how you people put up with hypersleep regularly.
You get used to it.
I don't do long haul very often. Most legal execs don't travel further than the coffee machine.
I'm surprised Weyland-Yutani felt the need to send legal at all.
The loss of the Nostromo and its cargo cost the company a lot of money. It's important we find out what happened. If I can close the case with a conclusive accident report, it'll look great with my superiors. I'm sorry. That was insensitive. I realize your mother has been missing for 15 years, and you...
It's okay. We'll both get what we want, right?
So I mean, I'm going off of the Xenopedia,
Have you seen Samuel?
the alien
probably been up
Wikipedia.
for hours.
But for example, you have the United Americas, I guess the success of the United
All
States.
personnel to the bridge, approaching Sevastopol Station.
Looks like we're up.
And
Some people, it is said that some places have been able to travel. A little catchy.
But so I mean, the territories that the United Americas occupy is the core systems, the outer veil, outer rim territories, Borodina sector, Mikor sector, and Tartarus sector, and the far reach.
Sorry, everybody. Just gotta check and see what's going on here. Game's not running as smooth as it used to, so it's just checking it out. Okay.
There's also the United Americas ally, which is the Three World Empire, which is the United Kingdom, Japan, and India that have combined together to form one government.
Ah.
Then there's
It was running
also
just fine right up until that point.
independent core systems, colonies.
Alright, let's try this. Let me quit. Do a restart real quick. Everything else is running perfectly fine.
Before everything was combined underneath the United Systems, which
Okay.
is basically all command.
That's a little bit more in-depth lore than I was really expecting, Chris, when I just said, hey, how far do they travel? And I got the answer right here as you were talking about the whole deep lore. Basically, they could travel 39 light years roughly in 3 weeks.
Okay. Jeez. Ruin my fun.
I tend to do that.
Yes, you do.
Alright, we're going to swap back here while... Okay. Everything seems to be running fine. I don't know why it's all sketchy all of a sudden. Hang on just 1 second, everybody. Could just be something started downloading without my approval. Well, actually, that is part of it. Okay. Alright, let's get that. Alright. Alright, let's try getting back in there. We'll... Alright, there we go. Okay. It's picked up. Huh. Alright, here we go. Let's get back in here. got dressed. Yeah, it's still a little sketchy here.
Of course.
Wonder why. Maybe I'll just do a reset. That doesn't make any sense. Let's just do a full quick game and restart. I think it... Alright, let's see here. Alright, going back over here. Alright, let's try that again.
Don't you just love technical hiccups?
Yeah. Did you say 39 light years in 4 weeks? I think that is like 520. No, 3 weeks.
So basically, ships travel fast.
Well, it's not the speed of light, because I think the speed of light is beyond that. Or
Yes.
You know, so... Alright, let's see if that works. Maybe I need to turn down some things on my... Oh, there we go. Much better. Maybe just hit a hiccup. Who knows? Tends to happen. Alright, here we go. Let's get dressed again. Of course, we don't get to see anything, because it's... Even though it's rated in for mature, we don't get to see anything. What'd I do, Dad? Did I play with the shower? I did. I played with the shower with what? My clothes on? Well, 1 light year a week would be 52 times light speed. So it's traveling at the speed of light.
That's why they put them underneath cryogenic or well, not cryogenic, well, close to cryogenic stasis, but stasis.
Okay, we're back to this again. What the fuck? I need to change my video settings or something. I don't know.
This kind of seems all been started happening around the time that you kind of got your computer issues.
Yeah, which kind of pissed me off. But I haven't had any other issues with anything else. It just seems to be with the gaming. It's not ran like it used to, and it's like that kind of really annoys me.
Yeah, I understand.
Although we were fine there for pretty much okay. Oh boy. Hang on, let's try this. Oh, everything's normal. All right. We'll just do a full restart. Oh yeah. It's weird because it's like it doesn't always happen. It does happen a lot while streaming though nowadays, and that kind of really pisses me off. Because I used to have a PC thing, now it just makes me worried.
Ugh.
But it hasn't overheated or anything.
Yeah.
It could have been that fan. Because I mean, even Mrs. Tabletop was like, there was something wrong prior, because when that fan started making that noise, and it was only a matter of time before that broke. And I can't find a replacement fan. Not one like that, so. Alright, let's see here. Let's try it now. Alright. May have to research into that a bit longer. Alright, now it's fine. Fuck showering. Look at that, cooling pipes.
Ah, Ripley.
Samuels,
Yes, Jack
did you wake up
McCarthy, you
early?
made it.
Well, I don't really need as much sleep
And I'm
as the
still
rest of you.
here, buddy.
I was just inspecting the Torrens facilities. A well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes, M-Class. A later pattern, but close in spec.
I've worked engineering jobs on ships like this.
Of course. Is Taylor up yet? She's not a seasoned traveler. Hypersleep may have been punishing for her.
Haven't seen her. I'll go check on her.
No, this is Alien Isolation.
Oh no.
So what did you think about what they did to the engineers?
And the Alien franchise? Oh, I hated it. I mean, I don't know. I didn't think they were, like, I don't know. They were supposed to be this mysterious... Hang on, maybe I gotta turn down my video or something. Because it's back to getting sketchy again, and that's weird. Everything else is running perfectly fine.
And they made the space jockeys into the engineers.
Yeah, man, you know, I honestly, I really can't tell you. I'm not really sure. Like, they were supposed to be something, they were definitely supposed to be something better than what they were. I don't know. I didn't like on how they were introduced. Oh. Hmm. Da, 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 da. Huh. All right. Back. I want to go back. There we go. Yes, I'd like to apply changes. Maybe my video card can't handle it. Prometheus was boring as shit. Prometheus was very boring. Covenant was terrible. And I have not seen Romulus yet, nor do I ever want to.
I haven't heard too many good things about Romulus. Which
No.
Romulus is supposed to be about the events in between the alien and aliens.
Right. I have not heard anything great about Romulus either. So, yeah, I'm not too happy. All right.
Which, I mean,
looks,
really stinks
looks
because,
like
like,
we're gonna, I'm going to have to run a couple tests because for some reason, Simon Millward has joined the channel. Hello, Simon. Welcome. Yeah, I'm actually going to drop some things. I can't do it on, I don't know if I can make changes on stream. Do you like the Alien RPG? I did not care for it. One, partially, it's kind of like, I felt like it's a closed universe, because, I mean, why are you going to play Alien RPG if it's not to take on the aliens? And they didn't have much of a campaign story going along with it. I don't know. I just can't justify buying it at the moment. Let's see here. I'm trying to find. Yeah, unfortunately, it won't let me make any changes to anything until I end the stream, which I'm not doing because we're here. Jack's here. Here's Jack. You know, he's one of my biggest supporters out there, and everything's fucking normal again. See, that's awesome. I don't know. It could be. Let me make sure I have the right specs for it too. I think some of the things on here might be out of date. Let's see here. Oh, God. Actually, it's a 2014 game.
Yeah.
Huh.
And for being a game that's like 10 years old, it looks pretty good.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I thought it was actually kind of new. Huh.
Nope.
Wow, that is insane. That was a good looking game. Very good. Thanks for the shout out, my dude. Yeah, not a problem, man. Anytime. You're like one of my biggest supporters here. So I have similar. Let's talk about this. I've heard similar criticisms. It's hard to keep the universe exciting, also as to why the movies struggle, I think. Well, you know what? Okay, so you know what? Why don't we like break this bullshit down? All right, you know, okay. What could they have done? Okay, so Prometheus was 2 hours of nothing but bullshit. I think. Hang on, I'm even gonna look that up. Make sure I'm right about this.
Prometheus had interesting ideas. It just wasn't. I think someone else. I think someone else should have worked on the story instead of Ridley
Okay,
Scott.
so Prometheus had 2 hours and 4 minutes of nothing but a bunch of crap. We got a couple good people, Charlize Theron and good point, but like I don't know. In that, I think they introduced the engineer for the first time. Another thing that they didn't do correctly, that I feel they didn't do correctly was, okay, they introduced the engineer for the first time. Then they were introducing what the engineers were carrying with them, which was that black goo. Which eventually you get...
like a mutagenic stuff.
Right. Now, my crazy ass thing is, okay, but that's not where all the xenomorphs come from. The xenomorphs, once they get started, Artistic and Baker, hello. Once they got started, it was like, I just don't know. I felt like if they've already used the goo, they should have already had the full-fledged, like, face huggers. The face huggers should have been in the first movie. But no, then they had this little thing. Like, let me see if I can get some screenshots of Prometheus here. And
are you done with the snake thing, or are you talking about the giant squid thing?
No, well, which one? Let's talk about both.
Oh, what do they call it now? The hammerhead peed.
Yeah, like, what the fuck was that?
Well, I mean, basically the idea of it is that when the crew of the Prometheus disturbed the vases of black liquid, they began to leak and they infected some local life forms that got into the chamber and mutated them.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's on, like Donkey Kong, motherfuckers.
Yeah, they infected several worms, which mutated them into the hammerpedes.
The hammerpedes. We get hammerpedes, everybody. Who asked for hammerpedes?
That's what they called them.
I didn't ask for hammerpedes. I asked for an alien movie and a proper origin story. Instead, we got that. Whatever the fuck that is.
Basically an alien cobra.
That is a head of a goblin shark. Truth be told, it is. And then the ending of Prometheus. This was the ending. This came out in the ending. That should have been, like, maybe in the middle?
Well, that's the thing, is that what was the Covenant was supposed to be about a continuation of this idea, but because people were so upset with what happened in Prometheus, Ridley Scott decided to go to the other extreme, which is let's immediately go to xenomorphs. Instead of, his original plan was, let's do other alien creatures besides the xenomorph. Which this is the, what do they call this now?
That's a
the
neomorph.
Deacon.
Oh, okay.
This is I don't know about this one. I'm talking about that's right there. That one right there. The one above.
Yeah.
Nope. So now you just kind of scroll right by it. Scroll down just a little bit. This is the neomorph, but I'm talking about the one that was at the end of Prometheus. They called that one the Deacon.
Oh, okay. That thing. Okay.
The one that popped out of the engineer.
Like this bitch. I mean, Prometheus was not that bad. It had a nice idea to it. I think we got 2 hours worth of bullshit we didn't need.
Well, originally the idea for Prometheus was it was supposed to be a explanation as to how did that ship get onto. Oh, what did they call?
We didn't even get that.
Planet?
They found it there. We didn't even see how it fucking landed. It was
Well,
already crash landed there.
That's the thing. That's the thing. The people that were working on it alongside Ridley Scott said, "Hey, let's instead of doing an origin story, let's do something entirely different that takes place in the same universe, just on a different world."
Okay. Guess I can go with that.
Oh, let me see here. I'm trying to find more information. So the original Alien movie took place on a moon that orbited a world that was dubbed LV-429 426. Prometheus took place on a world dubbed LV-223. Which they're in the same system, just not the same worlds. So basically, I mean, that's how close they got. Is that they're in the same system? They're just not in this. They're just not the same. They don't orbit. In fact, actually, no. They orbit the same world. They are both moons orbiting the same world. It's just they're not the same.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure where to go with that, but okay.
They both orbit a gas giant.
Ah.
The same gas giant.
Okay.
I don't have too many issues with the engineers and everything. I just think if they did a better job of explaining the story. And the other thing is that they had actually a good protagonist with Elizabeth Shaw. She was actually I think she was a good character. It's just they then killed her off in the next movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and she was killed off screen.
And like they used promo videos to kind of kill her off, as like and was it promo videos or was they kind of used
she
her
was singing she was singing oh god, it was my favorite song too. It was John fucking Denver, Country Roads. She was singing that while going through space.
Yeah.
Yes, I powered something up again. I actually made some changes to my graphics settings. Because I did just have an update with my graphics card I totally forgot about. I don't know if it turned off some of my shit.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You never know with, like... You never know when you do updates and shit.
Yeah, they did there was like a promo video that had her entering cryosleep while David kind of ran the ship.
Did his, like, bullshit thing?
That was before you. Oh, and yes, I don't know. Did you hear that they're doing another Predator movie?
Oh, no. Yes, I probably did hear that. I just didn't care for it.
Let's see here. It's going to be called Predator Badlands. And this is the synopsis, is that Predator Badlands is a new standalone film in the Predator franchise, directed by Dan Trachtenberg and starring Elle Fanning, who will be playing a pair of twins. The movie is set in the future, so we're now going to take the Predators into the future, following a story of two sisters whose relationships is to be tested as they go on different paths. One sister is a scientist, the other one is a military jockey.
A well-maintained ship. I realize it's a very similar model to...
The Nostromo.
Yes, M-Class. A later pattern, but close in spec.
I've worked engineering jobs on ships like this.
Of course.
But the thing is that it sounds very much similar to, I don't know, a show that was just recently canceled on Disney Plus.
Acolyte? Oh, we weren't mentioning any. Oh, we weren't gonna mention it, were we?
I'm not. I'm just mentioning that there was a show that was canceled on Disney Plus that had somewhat of a similar concept. I'm not naming it or anything.
I'm gonna mention it. I'm gonna mention it right now because it sucked. You know why well, you know why they canceled Acolyte? Because nobody wants
Taylor,
to see it.
good morning.
You don't even want to see
It's
it.
certainly not good.
Oh, I have, but it's
No,
just
no, no. I'm talking to people.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. I've seen it. You
I feel like
trust me,
death.
people. You don't want to see
I
it.
don't know
It's
how you people
a
put up with
horrible
hypersleep
TV
regularly.
show.
You get used to it.
I don't do long haul very often. Most legal execs don't travel further than the coffee machine.
I'm surprised Weyland-Yutani felt the need to send legal at all.
The loss of the Nostromo and its cargo cost the company a lot of money. It's important we find out what happened. If I can close the case with a conclusive accident report, it'll
Oh
look great
joy,
with my
the actress who
superiors.
played in that, who
I'm
was
sorry.
the star in
I was
that, she
insensitive.
continues to
Realize
push the idea
your mother
that
has been
she
missing
is
for
being
15
under,
years
she's
and-
under attack and
It's okay.
stuff like that
We'll both get what we want, right?
because
Have you seen
of
Samuels?
isms.
He's probably been up for hours.
All personnel to the bridge. Approaching Sevastopol Station.
Looks like we're up.
Keep on forgetting that you're even playing this game because I keep on having myself muted.
Yeah.
I have YouTube muted because I get the echo.
Yeah. Look at that. The void. Millions of star systems, and we were the only one with intelligent life. Well, no, we were not.
In this universe, no,
you
we
all
are
had a
not the only
restful
ones with
journey.
intelligent life.
The Taurus
You have
isn't
the
very good for
predators,
an old
you have the
compound.
engineers.
She was a wreck when I bought her. Took a
Xenomorphs.
few years and a lot of contracts to refit. She pays for herself now.
You said we're approaching Sevastopol Station. Are we docking?
I believe your contact is Marshal Waits, is that right? I'll hail Sevastopol and arrange boarding with him.
What
Good.
other alien
Let's get this
races
done.
are in
Don't worry, Miss
this
Taylor.
universe?
Routine. In and out. Connor, how we doing?
SMG loaded and calibrated. Approach vector locked.
Prep comms so I can say hello.
Channel open, Captain.
Does everyone have their briefing documents?
You can watch the approach on the monitors.
That's right. We were given a fucking window, not a big ass on screen. Everything is on these old 1980 computers approach. Ooh, you fucking asshole. Samuels. The deep void. Pesky ISMS. Yeah. The deep void. Captain's log. Stardate. I don't know what. I was deep in enemy territory. Oh, it looks like I'm having issues again. I'm definitely gonna have to figure that out. I don't like that. It could be OBS not acting right, or maybe I need to dial some things down.
May have to look into an alternative to OBS.
Yeah. I'll have to try and play this game a little bit too. Make sure it's not my computer, because if my computer does mess up after a while, then it might be another issue I might have to actually check into. Well, because it looks like it's all grabby too, and it's like, that's weird. But then once the game exits, it's like everything is fine. It's like it has issues with the game, but I checked the specs and everything. It doesn't seem to be outside of specs, so I don't know. Says a lot of things, computer hardware overheating, but if I was overheating, I'd be having issues with everything, not just the game, so that doesn't make any sense. Huh. It also did say check for all of my drivers, so I probably have an update I probably gotta do, for God's sake. I don't know.
Yeah.
That happened last time, and seems like I have an update every other day with these things. Like with Windows 11, like I don't particularly care for it. And it says I have an update waiting right now, pending restart. That may be something I have to look into. Let me check. Let's see. Open up GeForce and see what I have here. Make sure my driver's up to date. Says it is. Let's check for updates. I got the latest driver. Okay. I don't know. I'll have to definitely look into that. What res is your screen? It is. I don't know. It is like 1980 by 1080. It's like, or 1920 by 1080, but that's because I'm using my actual gaming screen. I don't know. I'm gonna run some tests with it. I'm actually gotta get ready for dinner here in a minute, so we may actually start wrapping this up a little bit. I just wanted to play some alien games and whatnot, and talk about aliens because xenomorphs are fucking cool.
Yes, they are.
All right, let's do some reposting here. All right, so far I have. I think someone told me I am at 239 subscribers.
Yep, you are. I just refreshed to look.
All right. So, doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. My main monitor is 2560 by 1440. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna do some checking into it because that does bother me. I like to, because I love to stream games. I don't know why I can't do it no more. I just, I don't know. So I am gonna definitely check that out here in a minute. And I am checking a few other things, and it doesn't look like anything is outside of range here. That makes no literal fucking sense. I cast summon subscribers. Yes. Thank you, kind sir. Well, let's see here. All right, well, I think we should call it here because I am kind of itching to hang out with Chris a little bit and maybe get some movies going, but I also do want to check to see how well I could play this game for like 30 minutes, since I can't even get 30 minutes of downtime. So I'm going to run some tests real quick tonight, and we are going to have some fun. So, all right, well, Chris, you got anything coming up or just stuff with me?
Just stuff with you for now.
Speaking of which, I think Tails is getting hold of me about his character creation too, so that's going to be kind of interesting. So, yep, guys, stay tuned because this Friday is Castles and Crusades. I decided to extend it out on the behalf of Archer Collin. So, Archer, this is going to be our last. This week coming up is truly going to be our last one of True Castles and Crusades, and then the next week we're actually jumping into World of Darkness, which that's going to be kind of fun. So, all right. Other than that, remember to work hard, play hard, and game hard. You guys all have a great and wonderful week.
Peace.
And we will be back in 2 days.